Hello everyone, True Zero Emissions here. So gas prices are higher than they've been probably in history. Yeah, Penny? They're pretty high.
They're pretty high right now.
So a lot of people are switching to scooters, micromobility, and I think it costs a lot less to ride a scooter. How much do you think it costs, Cameron? Like $1? Like what is it? Like 10 cents to fill it up?
Negligible.
It's very little, 5 to 10 cents to fill up your scooter, and you can go, Cameron, you can go what, 20 miles on yours?
Yeah, mine goes 20 miles, pretty much.
It's a Segway GT1, and that's because we're riding it at normal speeds. If you go really slow, you can go further, but I don't know anybody that goes that slow. This is a Dualtron Thunder 2, and it has a larger battery in it. And in comparison, Cameron and I have been riding for, what, like a couple hours, Cameron?
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you can see, this Dualtron Thunder 2 is at 95% battery. It's still full. And then the Segway GT1, we've been riding together, he's at 1 bar. So the battery's almost empty. That's
1 bar out of 10.
1 bar out of 10. And this is still at 95% battery, which is like probably 9 bars or 10 bars out of 10 if there was bars. Well, there is bars, and it's 10. It's this one has 5 bars, and out of 5 bars, it's still full. That's the bars. So this scooter costs more, but not a lot more, right, Cameron? I mean, these have been on sale.
This scooter right here was so cheap. This cost me $14.33 shipped. So
wow.
the Thunder 2 is at least 2 times more than twice that, right? Isn't it like 3 or 32, 35?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's because Cameron got it on sale, the Segway.
Yeah, I got it on mega sale. They
mega
won't
sale.
be selling it that cheap.
I did see Segway having sales every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Tuesday. I'm not sure if how long they're going to continue
That's
that.
True. You sent that to me, and I checked it, and it was for $14.99 again. So if someone had the 200 code, they could go back and get it for that super low price. Which I wish they had a price like that on the GT2 that I could have, just paid a little more and gotten the. I sort of wish that. I sort of still like this.
Okay. Yeah, I think your ideal scooter, from what you've said to me, is the GT1 with the GT2 battery.
Pretty much.
And that may happen someday. I think it will.
Oh, yeah, as time goes on, we'll find a crashed GT2 and get the battery out of it.
Yeah, or maybe if you get a GT2, you could take the front motor out of it and just put the GT1 motor wheel in the front. So there's no drag there.
That's true. Yeah, you just downgrade a GT2. That'd be probably easier. And does it work on single motor, the GT2?
I think it would.
It's not all-wheel drive?
No, I think it is, but I think you could just disconnect. Well, I don't know if it'd work. Oh, you don't know if it would let us run it on one motor. Yeah, okay.
Segway is very particular.
Okay.
Segway likes to control things, so...
It might give an error code. Okay, we'd have to look into that. Anyway, Cameron would like more range, and he's looking into putting a GT2 battery in there. And Cameron was pointing out that the battery, if you buy the battery, it's only $100 more, right, for the GT2 battery versus the GT1 battery?
Yeah, the GT1's like $699. The GT2 battery is $799. Last I checked.
Okay. So I've met a lot of people that have sold their cars, sold their trucks, sold their automobiles, and now ride a scooter. They don't necessarily start with a Dualtron Thunder 2. This is kind of like a racing scooter. This is a really high-end scooter. I guess you could start with the scooter if you really wanted to and just ride it slowly. They make a seat for it. I would say turn down the speed for sure because you don't want to get hurt. This does have, I think, square wave controllers, which are not as smooth as I would imagine that the Segway scooter has a sine wave controller. It's so smooth.
That's what I suspect.
Yeah, I don't know for sure that it is a sine wave controller, but I know how smooth it is. Whatever it is, it's smooth. It's easy to go slow on it. It's easy to go fast on it. So it's really nice. But although, if you like sitting down, I don't know if a seat's made for this yet.
I haven't seen one for this, no.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. The bars would be so high if you put a seat on it. It would be like bars in your face, which would be sort of... I see people doing that. It just seems like a super bad idea if you crashed or something.
Right. So that's something to look into. And maybe you could work with someone that works in fabrication and welding that can maybe modify that for you if you really, really wanted it. But the world of micromobility, which these scooters are a part of, which is bicycles, electric bikes, electric scooters, anything that's not a car, that's small, that carries, I guess, 1 or 2 people, maybe 3 people. I think this industry is growing really, really fast, and I think we're going to start to see enclosed vehicles that can protect you from the weather, also give you some form or kind of air conditioning and heating. I think these are all options there's a great demand for it, that's for sure. Because do we really need a several thousand-pound car? This is the question people have been asking for the past 100 years. Do we really need a several thousand-pound car for traveling in the city? Especially when it's just one person, right? One passenger to run errands and for commuting and things like this. But I do want people to know, and I love sharing this with people, that there are options and alternatives to a very heavy automobile that requires gasoline, right? So electricity, even though we think of it as being expensive, when you compare it to the price of gasoline, it's very inexpensive. We're actually paying a lot more for gas. And I think people have done the math. I think the difference is, for a car, it's like 1 or 2 cents per mile to drive an electric car. That includes maintenance and battery maintenance, everything like that. That includes everything. 1 to 2 cents a mile versus a gasoline-powered car, and even a hybrid. It could be a hybrid. We're still paying around 15 cents or more per mile, and that adds up really, really, really fast. So imagine a scooter. It's probably like, I'm guessing it's many miles per penny. So for every, like, maybe, what is it, maybe 20 miles of riding the scooter, it's a penny to go 20 miles. Just an approximation. You know, if an electric car costs 1 or 2 pennies per mile to drive, then an electric scooter would cost about a penny per 20 miles or 50 miles, right? Possibly. I haven't worked out the numbers yet, but it wouldn't be hard to work that out. Anyway, everyone, True Zero Emissions signing off. Just sharing that scooters are a fun way to get around, and a lot of people are switching to micromobility, whether it be a bicycle, an electric scooter, or any of the other micromobility out there options. Other countries have a lot of options. I know Toyota makes some micro-sized cars that are sold in different countries. And when I went to the Toyota dealership recently and asked them, can I buy this car? You know, can you get one of these cars for me? I showed them the car, and they said, no, we don't sell those cars here in this country. I said, why? He said, it's not the market for it. I said, but I'm asking for it. I'm part of the market. I want a small car. And I think that what happens sometimes is the public has to tell the automakers what they want, because they don't necessarily know. Just because gas prices are high, the automakers can't assume that people would be willing to buy a small-sized vehicle or a micro-sized vehicle, right? I would like to buy something that's small enough to go in the bicycle lane that is maybe similar to a scooter, except it's enclosed and you sit down, something like that. So I'm studying right now, I'm studying car design on my own, just independently, and I'm seeing what kind of designs I would like, and maybe I'll collaborate with someone that does fabrication and see if I can create something out of that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that journey. They say if someone doesn't make it, maybe you might have to make it yourself, right? So that's what we're looking at. I might have to just build this myself, that or have something imported. But I still don't see anything I like that's exactly what I like myself. So what I'm looking for, which I'm looking for something. If you want to see what I'm looking for, think of the Aptera Motors car. Aptera Motors, but small. So small that it could fit in a bicycle lane. Imagine that. That's what I'm kind of thinking of in my imagination. Okay, everyone, True Zero Emissions signing off, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.